Yo, welcome to Vibes and Stuff. I am Uncle Freezie. It's the first time we've been live on Vibes and Stuff in a little while. Tonight we are going to break down R&B. And so y'all are going to ask, what is R&B, right? What is R&B? What is R&B music, right? So R&B music has its origin in the 1940s, and it's basically the joint, Little Richard, Tutti Frutti, Chuck Berry, those type of guys doing that type of R&B. But over the years, R&B has evolved. R&B has evolved from Chuck Berry and singing groups. Well, to be honest, you've seen them in all shapes and sizes. You've seen them big band, 30-piece bands, you've seen it one per soloist. Sometimes R&B gets a little confused with soul music, because there's a line there that R&B gets really close to for the most part, though R&B is more popular, more pop music than soul music. You feel me? It's so R&B is more of a, hey, Robert Paul was good. So R&B is not pop. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not soul. It's kind of pop, but it's not overly poppy. AD, what's good, bro?
Uncle Freezie.
So smooth, quiet, no chaser. It was good.
Never did, baby. Never did. Where we at with it? Salute to everybody who was a lover of smooth R&B and just R&B overall. So, me, as I said last night on the other show, I was so energized with it. I had to tell my woman, I had to do my Teddy P. You know what I mean? Come here, woman. You know how that, what's that? Love TKO?
Yeah.
Dude, that right there, like, cause I play too, so I play music as well.
Okay.
So music has always been, so Teddy P, Stylistics.
Oh yeah.
Hurry up this way again, which Jay-Z sampled.
Yeah.
That song is skipping me. Politics as Usual.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So some of those classic joints, the Ohio Players.
Oh yeah.
These are my pop. These are my pops. These are their times. You know what I mean? But you think you didn't like it at the time,
right?
Until it became your time, and
then you search for them. Like, yeah,
absolutely. That's where for music lovers, that's where our generation differs from the next generation when it comes to like hip hop music.
Right.
And somebody asked me why. I said because all of the great hip hop music that we love from the 80s and 90s are samples from old soul, old rock and roll, old James Brown, old reggae.
Yep.
They're samples from all of those. I mean, they may be sophisticated samples, but some of them are just blatant. Like Biggie's Big Papa.
Yeah.
That's the Isley Brothers.
Yep. Yep.
That's in between the sheets.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Like one more chance is Debarge.
That's Debarge.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And
like Juicy is Juicy Fruit from M to Me.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. You know, rest in peace to James M. Tume, who passed away earlier this week. Who was, you know, a lot of people don't know, a musical icon.
Yes.
Jazz. That man played with Miles Davis.
Yeah.
So many hits that he wrote or co-wrote that people don't even know. They
Right.
just think juicy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and not just that, but all of the activism that he did in his lifetime, and being on WBLS, you know, with him and all the brothers that used to like really politicize the things that were, you know, that wasn't happening for Black people and stuff like that. So I just want to say, you know, rest in peace to James M. Tume. You know what I mean? You will never be forgotten. You know what I'm saying?
Will never. Him. And do you remember Kashif?
Kashif.
Yeah, Kashif also is in the same vein. Like, he didn't rock with James Brown, but he rocked with a lot of New York, you know, groups that were big at the time until he stepped off and did his own thing. And people didn't realize, because Kashif was homeless. He was a foster child, right? He was in the foster program, and he was abused, like physically, sexually, mentally, emotionally abused from home to home.
Right.
And you could feel that soul in his music. You know what I'm saying? So his music wasn't the most soulful in terms of the instrumentation, but when you listen to the lyrics, you're like, oh,
yeah,
it's different.
Is so many, you know, when I'm really in my bag, and you know what I'm saying, when you throwing Bootsy Collins, you know, I wanna be with you. Ooh, you know what I mean? Like right there, you know what I'm saying? You already know what it is right there. It ain't two people in the room.
Two people in the room.
Two people in the room. You know what I'm saying? Unless you live in a whole other lifestyle, that's another story.
Well, that's another, well, life is good.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Those, you know what I'm saying, those records, and as I said before, you appreciate them as time goes on, that, you know, from those times when, you know, when they were playing 45s and 78s and, you know, 8 tracks, and, you know what I'm saying, like your moms and your pops, they had separate record collections. You know what I'm saying? Like this, my pops used to write his names on his records. Yeah, like literally. And I'd be like, and he used to write his nickname on the record, and I'd be like, obviously it's your record, ain't nobody else got that nickname.
Right. I tell you how serious, how I found out people were serious about, how serious people were about music. My uncle, it was an ex-Marine. He passed away now. He passed away in 90. He was my role model, right? Okay. He was like, you know, he was a Vietnam veteran, came back with some stuff. You know, you know how you leave when you're 17 and you come back and you 25, but you look like you 50. Yeah. So
bright-eyed bushy tail. He came back.
Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah, he done been through. Yeah. So he used to talk to me about just random stuff, and I was kind of like his de facto favorite nephew, I guess, because I used to listen to him. He used to tell me war stories, and I'm talking about legit war stories. Now, this ain't, I went down to the store and that joker tried to push me. No, not those kind of war stories. Right. I'm talking about, they made me carry 50 pounds of dynamite, and I had to walk one step in front of the other, because if a spark went off, I'd have got, you know what I'm saying? Those type of war stories. Right. So he was like, yo, like they'd be in there playing spades, right? He'd look at me, man, I'm Trump type. Go put that Freddie Scott on. And so I go put on the Freddie Scott, right? And Freddie Scott would be like, you got what I need, you know what I'm saying? And so by the time I got old enough to put my own collection together, I hear Biz Markie doing the Freddie Scott sample. Man, I had been hearing that record for 15 years. You got what I need? Yeah. And he would tell me something like, hey, put a nickel on a needle. I'm like, I ain't got no money. And he'd be like, Uncle Freezie, stop shaking me down. because what happened is every time he give me a nickel, he reach in his pocket. I was like, all right, let me. So I just grabbed some change out of his hand and go put a nickel on a needle. Every time he say put a nickel on a needle, I'm like, I ain't got no money. So I just be grabbing change, you know what I'm saying? So I be getting paid to be the DJ, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so when you mentioned ownership of a record collection and R&B and such, like I remember, like, to me R&B is life. Like to me R&B is life. So it's like major things that happened in my lifetime. It was like an R&B song that go with. Like, I remember having a crush on this girl. AD, she was so fine, bro. Listen,
speak on it.
This is, you know, you out there on the stoop with your boys, and the same fine chick walk down the street every day by herself, headed to the bus stop. She going to work. She from up the street. She got to catch the bus off the corner. And she walked down the street, and every boy stop what they doing and look at her.
And she got the wavy baby hair on the side.
The baby hair, yeah, and the spray paint pants with the, you know what I'm saying, with you know. So Louis and Monty was like, yo, man, I tried to holler at that little girl. She stuck up. I'm like, yo, bro, cause y'all 19, she's 16. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, what you talking, Uncle Freezie? Go holler at her then. So I'm like, yo, I've been writing down some stuff off this album. I'ma just say it to her. So AD, look, I got the note crumpled up in my pocket because I wrote the note, and then like an idiot, I'm out there, I go play ball with my boys. You know what I'm saying? So now the note all crumpled up in my pocket, all slack. So I walk up to her. I was like, hey, Precious, why you don't never speak to us when you walk down the street? She was like, I ain't precious. I was like, you precious to me? Break, so icebreaker, bim. Okay, I got you. Just put somebody on game. So anyway, so she was like, so I was like, I'm fumbling in my pocket. She was like, hey, Uncle Freezie, you better not be pulling no note out your pocket. That's corny. And I was like, I ain't pulling no note out my pocket, girl. What's wrong? Because when she said it, I'm like, oh, like 11 dudes. 11 dudes must have did this. So I holler at her, and a dude stopped, like at the bus stop, you know, the light, whatever. I'm sitting there talking to her, and this joint come on that I never heard before. It's a song called Tender Love by the Force and D's, right? And so I'm like, oh, snap. So now I'm in this moment. I'm hollering at this chick. She fine. I'm a nervous wreck. Her bus is coming. I can see, the bus stop on, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I'm like, listen, I need to get your number in case we never get this moment again. And she was like, why you talk like a movie? You know what I'm saying? and in my mind, I'm like, hey. And so I said something I don't want to say here, but I said something, it was awkward, but it was like real. So she pull out my hand and write her number. I don't know if y'all remember big ink pens. Remember the clear big ink pens? Take it out, write her number in my hand, and she get on the bus and she wave at me before she go on the bus and take off. And I'm looking at my hand, and my homeboys come running down the street. Everybody like, yo, let me see it. Let me see it. I'm like, nah, son. Everybody want to see my hand, see what she wrote on my hand.
Absolutely.
And so how I remember all these things so good is it's like R&B stuff just be happening. Like it's like the song tracks be the songs be like the soundtrack of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like you remember when you was at a certain time when a certain, and I know that sound a little corny.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But
you could put it down no matter how old. You could put it down like, here's an artist that people really remember that kicked off the 90s. Jeff Redd.
Yeah, you remember Jeff?
Jeff
Man.
Red. Jeff Red helped write some of Mary J's, help. I don't know if he wrote on it or he was just, her structure and everything, because he was in, Uptown and, the early parts of Bad Boy and stuff like that. But Jeff Red dropped You Called and Told Me.
Yep, I remember that.
This is the beginning of the 90s club R&B go-getter.
Yeah.
When you hear that, when that record come on, right, and you hear that double bounce bass, boom, 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 boom. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Jeff starts spitting, and it's over. And then when you get to the high note at the end, you know what I'm saying? Baby, what? You're not playing. That's an artist right there we really remember. But you may think of him as a one-hit wonder, but he had a moment that, in the beginning of the 90s, I'm 19, 7, I'm like 17, something like that, 18, something like that, beginning of the 90s. You know what I mean? Just about to really spread my wings.
Yeah.
And all of these, not just hip hop records, but hip hop kind of influence records, with an accent on it, kind of, sort of. And he was one of those dudes that blew. That one record, that one song was like on the charts like almost the whole year.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What I'm saying? That's another one of the differences with the music. They come and go so fast.
Yeah, they come and go so fast because they don't have substance to them, bro.
No,
they don't have substance to them.
There's no substance, and it's assembly line approach. I think I saw Chris Brown, one of his more recent albums. He had like 56 songs on the album.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I'm not saying, and I listened to a couple of it, I'm not saying that it's not worthy of it, but the problem is you can't sit and marinate with it.
Right.
And a good album, you sit and you marinate with it till you know the words.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Another one, like one of my favorite groups of all time, and they was getting clowned the other day, the Bee Gees.
Oh, I love the Bee Gees, bro. I love the Bee Gees.
I tell people, I said, look, you will never see a bigger band in your lifetime than those three brothers. And how much music they wrote for other people, like their catalog, even though two of the members, 3 out of the 4 brothers are dead, but the 3 brothers, 2 out of the 3 brothers who made up that group have since gone. Their music's gonna live forever. If you listen to the opening of Saturday Night Fever, when you see John Travolta walking down the block,
down the street, yeah.
The words go, you can tell by the way I use my walk, I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. Right. Done.
Yeah.
Done. Bim.
Bim. Right
it's
off.
Over.
Right off.
It's over. I have remembered that opening line, the opening lyrics for the last damn near 40 years.
40 years, bro.
When you see John Travolta in the gabardine tight ass pants, and platform shoes, and the Rico Suave butterfly collar shirt, and he's walking down the street, and he's about to walk past this breezy, and that's the song that's playing. And you hear the lyrics. First time I heard it, I was like, what did he say? And I played, as a little kid, I'm playing it back. I'm like, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. Done. Bim.
Done.
Oh.
Done. Nothing else follows after that. You don't need nothing else.
You don't need nothing else. You can just play the instrumentals. Done.
Right.
And that whole group, their first 5 hits that are like number 1 forever are off that soundtrack.
Right.
The Saturday Night Fever soundtrack with Yvonne Eilman and the cats that made Disco Inferno.
Yeah, the Tramps.
the Tramps that made.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole album is just, and they got How Deep Is Your Love on there.
Yeah, classic.
You know what I'm saying? They got absolutely lava on. This is their first joints out the gate.
Out the gate.
And they're on a soundtrack that's like the biggest movie of the year.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Movies, I mean, music just, you can, like as you said, you can put periods when, where, how these songs would come on. You know what I'm saying? And you can never forget those joints. Absolutely. Like I listen to them now. I listen to them old joints. You know what I'm saying? Like some of my pops and my grandpops, their joints, Moody Moods for Love.
Yeah.
It used to drive me crazy because he used to play it like every day.
Yeah.
You know, there I go, there I go, there I go.
Yeah.
Baby, you know what I'm saying? That lights my something that makes me lose control. I'm like, what are you listening to?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why do you play this every day? Until I understood. And I'm like, whoa. I used to wake up in the morning and play that joint every day myself. Like that was the Kickstarter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So no, one day we gotta go over our catalogs, yo, for real.
You got to. So I got time. I got time right now to go wherever you want. See, the thing about me is the one thing I know more about than the Knicks or basketball in general is music. And I gotta get this thing out of. I gotta find a filter for it. I gotta find a way to kind of diffuse, you know, get some of this stuff out and say on the internet or something. Maybe we can help some people reminisce, or some people can help us. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, at work we have this argument every time we come in. Every time we come into work, they be like, there you go, Shaka Khan. And I be like, and there they go, Patti LaBelle. Right. And you already know where I'm ready to go with this, right? Just off rip. So old time walk up, he like, hi, y'all don't like Gladys? And I'm like, man, listen, we love Gladys. We love Gladys, right? But Gladys ain't have like one of them joints that you like. It don't. Gladys is a great artist, right? But Gladys don't have, in my opinion, one of them songs that she don't have a Tell Me Something Good.
I don't know about that. You know, Gladys is from Gladys not in the Pips, because we tend to forget that they were the Pips.
Yeah, Gladys and the Pips. Yep.
They come from the Philly sound.
Yep.
You know, and the Philly sound, as you already know, Bell and Gamble and those producers that was just like
Gamble and Huff, right?
Gamble and Huff, who had their own label, and their own distribution.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I can do that with her. I gotta go. You know, because I know a lot of their joints, especially in them. Them still nights. But I get what you're saying. You know, but she's one of those that as time goes on, we'll forget how big she was in the 70s.
In the 70s, right. No doubt. Doubt. Especially in the early 70s. From about 70 to 76, she was maybe as big as Diana Ross, maybe.
She was a just without the movies. Right. Ron, what up, Ron? What's going on, fam?
Chilling. What's going on, AD? How you doing, brother?
We here. We chilling. Freezie done brought it out of me here. He don't want to get. My dream job outside of being president of the Knicks organization was to play Quiet Storm.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. Wow. Absolutely. It's to take over for my man on BLS.
WBLS, yeah.
Yeah, and Quiet Storm all day.
Yeah, Quiet Storm. People forget Quiet Storm is a song by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, right?
Yes. It's and he just named his show. They just named that show off of that song.
Off of that song, right?
Quiet Storm.
Yep.
And it became a whole, you know what I'm saying, like a whole genre.
It just took over, right? They just had a song, and because think about it, have you ever heard the term Quiet Storm before that?
No.
No, right?
I don't even remember. The Smokey Robinson song is not in my time, but when the show starts, they pay him tribute because they play it. So you hear him, Quiet Storm.
Yeah.
You hear it. Yeah. But after that, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So the Shaka Khan and Patti LaBelle thing to me is overstated, right? Because in my opinion, Patti LaBelle ain't even in Shaka Khan class.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And this is my opinion. There's a Whitney Houston Shaka Khan class, and then there's like everybody else. Right.
What?
Whoa, Freezie.
Look what Freezie doing it again, right? What up, Freezie?
Now think about it. What other R&B diva? What other R&B diva? I mean, I'm talking about. And listen, I know Janet Jackson.
Dude, Janet Jackson's not even in this conversation.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. Hit me out on it. I know Janet Jackson has sold more records than all of them probably put together, right? But she ain't no singer. You know what I'm saying? She's a musician. She's an artist. Mariah Carey is a singer, right? And she probably sold more records than all of them put together. But Mariah ain't no singer. You know what I'm saying? She ain't putting her foot in it.
I don't know, brother.
I'm gonna let Ron. I'm gonna let you step in there with that, Ron.
Listen. Let me tell you something, man. Look, first off, I'm a little biased because early, not current, early Mariah is like one of my favorite female artists ever. I mean, I went to her concert by myself, dude. Dude had one ticket. It was $65. I said, I'll pay for it. I went by myself. I don't know what I was doing there by myself, but let me tell you, it was one of my favorite concert experiences. I had a great time. And just a quick story, that was the night she was at Madison Square Garden that she unveiled the first songs from the Christmas album that became legendary.
Right.
So so it was dope. It was incredible. But my point that I'm trying to make here is Mariah Carey may not be the type, as far as we know, she hits those high notes, but I'm not classifying those notes. She may not be the type that belts out the way a Whitney Houston can, or like an Aretha Franklin can,
or
where they can
Khan,
belt. Yeah, right. Or like a Shaka Khan. But her tone and the way she can hold notes and her low register is not to be played with. I don't know how many can rock with that, B. She is smooth with it.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Well, but Freezie, you are the one, but I would expect you to do something like that, because in another life, you do it to us all the time. So I would expect for you to do that, because, all right, let me give you a couple. Right? That's right there with those two. And I could just from a couple. We're going to start with Minnie Ripperton, right? Minnie Ripperton is a 5-octave.
Right.
Very few people, you got to pull them out of church to ever get on a record that's 5-octave, right? When Minnie Ripperton sings Inside My Love, at the end of it, and you hear that sounds like a siren that's like 10 blocks away.
Yeah.
That's Minnie Ripperton.
And she holds it for like 30 seconds. Yeah.
She holds it forever. Right? And you just hear it like it's like when you put a seashell in your ear and that kind of thing. So I'm gonna start with Minnie Ripperton. Then I'm gonna go to Denise Williams. Right? Another 5-octave. When Stevie Wonder, when the Wonderland, remember he had his own record label, Wonderland.
Yep.
When they found her and signed her, and you can see this on Unsung, when they signed her and found her, I
thought it was Wonder Love.
Wonder Love,
Okay.
right? Wonder Love, right? When they found her, she was a backup singer, and she was singing on top of Minnie Ripperton.
Yeah.
How do you get? There's no such thing as 6 octave, but she's. You know, I'm not an award person, right? Minnie Ripperton is Grammy in gospel, R&B, and she won a Grammy in another category. She's like the only female artist who's ever done that.
G-Man just stole my sleeper. G-Man, I was just about to hit you with this person because I think she better.
And another one.
Angela Winbush.
That was my sleeper, and G-Man stole it. God dog it, G-Man.
Angela Winbush.
Yeah.
But for me, I love Denise Williams because she has, you know, when she sings "Silly," bam, we're not gonna go there.
Yep.
When her first record out the gate is "Free."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like Free done spun so many hits, and so many people done sampled Free. Mike Geronimo is a one-hit wonder just because of a sped up Free.
That song "It's Real" by Mike Geronimo. Yeah.
And that's my joint too. It's real, my joint. Yeah.
Still my joint. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think you need to go back and retract that statement, Freezie. I think you need to retract that statement.
I say Shaka Khan dust them all up.
Listen, I hear you, Freezie, because Shaka's bad, bro. But
Shaka's absolutely.
Listen, don't sleep on Auntie Patty. Patty, when she kick off the shoes, it's about to be something crazy, B.
Holla, bro. All she do is holla.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's my favorite song. See, in case you kind of also can see what type of style of music I like, because I love the R&B, but with these queens of the mic, I like that smoothness that they have, that richness in their voice, and the way they hold those notes. If Only You Knew is my favorite Patti LaBelle song, and in that, does she hit those notes? Yes, but she also just her low voice too, when she's just man, like Patty's bad, man. And my mother, let me tell you something. Growing up, my mother had posters of Patti LaBelle all on the wall. Every time I walked in her room, there was always Patty. I was sick of Patty for a moment. But I hear you, Patty. Patty does a lot of hollering. She does do that.
Patty will start hollering, bro, and start flapping her wings. And you like, and I'll be like, you forget the song. You like, but in terms of, and listen, there's a lot of great singers over the years, right? But when you look at Shaka Khan's ability, because listen, Tina Turner is a great singer, right? A ton of great singers, bro. Ton of great singers out here, right? Anita Baker is a great singer, smooth. Anita Baker is one of my favorite people to watch in person, live, like in a small venue, like if it's like just 800 people and Anita Baker on stage or whatever. Back when she used to, tour.
You see that finger right there? See that finger right there? That's the color purple Sealy finger right there. Right?
I got
When you talk about Anita Baker, okay, you may need a show alone just to talk about Anita Baker.
I know this.
Okay?
She gangster. Anita don't play.
Yes.
I saw her in concert in Radio City Music Hall. Lord have mercy. The woman had me I'm there with my woman at the time.
Yeah.
I got the tickets for her, right? On some apologetic stuff.
Right.
She wasn't no Anita Baker fan. I was an Anita Baker fan. Right? And that woman sung "Been So Long." Ooh, God have mercy.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, listen. So I get the tickets. I take this girl I was trying to date. She wound up being I almost called her that word. I almost called her that B word. I'm still mad at this chick. But anyway, that's for another episode of another show, maybe. You know what I'm saying? You know when they make you, AD, you know when they make you so mad? You know when you break up and you just feel relieved? You know sometimes when you break up, you be sad. You be like, man, I should call her, man, but I don't want her to. No, with this one, bro, I broke up and went straight out and partied, bro. You know, but anyway. And so I take her, spend all this money. We go see Anita Baker, and Anita Baker starts singing this song that she got called Angel. Right? The chick is mad because the food ain't right. you know how you go like House of Blues and all these places, and you sit at a table.
Right.
The person's performing, they bring in your food. You know you really not there for the food. You really there for the artist. It's like going to Showbiz Pizza or Chuck E. Cheese.
It's
you
like,
going there for the games and all that.
BB
You ain't going for the food.
It's the word. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's like BB Kings.
Yeah.
You sitting there and you got like 30 people at your table.
Right.
Everybody, it's the worst. Like, I didn't come here to eat.
Right.
Like, in another couple of seconds, I'm about to rip out this jacket. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to try. They're gonna have to stop me from getting on stage. Like, that's how close you are to them. Yeah. And they serving you your favorite mac and cheese, like you really interested in eating some food.
Right.
But I get you.
Like what I was telling, I was like, yo, you go to these joints, they have a menu. You generally don't get the food because it's like canteen food anyway. Ain't no chefs in the back. You know what I'm saying? You go, you know what I'm saying? You don't go there to get ribs. Why are you getting ribs from the house of? No. We go to dinner after this. You do this, then you go to dinner. You know what I'm saying? But Ron, listen, so we gotta do shows on. So Vibes and Stuff is a place where we come and we can talk about this show right here ain't about the bad relationship.
You gotta tell them though, you know there's two sides of the menu, right?
AD, that was the problem. She was like, I'm here with him. I gotta make this thing worth it. If I'm ordering off that side, but anyway, she mad, and Anita Baker is singing, and we causing a scene. The people on stage playing,
man,
they looking at us, you know, so they looking at us, and Anita Baker do the song, and then she send her runner. I swear to God, this is Anita Baker, like, tell her runner, go get my Newports out the thing. Right? And I'm like, what? I ain't never heard nothing unprofessional. This is me. I'm looking. I ain't never seen no mess like this before. Hurry up, go get my Newports. So the little dude that be working, I guess it was her assistant, he go get the Newport. She light up her Newports on stage. I ain't never seen an R&B chick smoke before. It blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, is this chick smoking?
She gangster, man. I remember I seen her not live, but I seen her on a show one time, and she was like singing like all her hits, and someone came on stage with her, another really good singer. I forget who it was. I don't know if it was it wasn't Brandy, but it was another young singer. Anyway, she was singing on stage, and they were going back and forth, and obviously, you know, Nita been around for a minute. Yeah. She didn't remember the words to one of these. She was like, "Go ahead, baby, sing this part." No, I don't remember this part. Sing this for me. Like, she don't care. That's just how she does it. Anita's just that way. And let me tell you another special thing, and this is how you know the impact of Anita Baker. I went to a computer training course one day. Nobody likes going to any computer training courses where you got to go to some building, sit in a room for 8 to 9 hours on a computer screen, having some old dude talk to you about computers and stuff.
I feel you. I feel you.
This dude, first off, the white man, nothing against my white people, my peoples. This dude, he was bald headed, right? And I was like, I didn't know how to see what he was about. First thing he did, he said, I know you guys don't like these type of trainings and stuff. I hope you don't mind if I play a little music. This dude said, look, just follow what's on the board and just go through the videos. And you know what? I'm gonna come back in about 4 hours. If you guys look like you're done, you get out of here. I'll say you got credit for 8 hours, and that'll be
Right.
done. Dude
Right.
put on Anita Baker's greatest hits and walked out. I said, look at this dude right
Look
here.
at
I was
this.
like, oh, this
Okay.
guy.
Okay. You made
I
my
was like,
day.
this dude is all right.
Her
So
influence.
how do y'all like that song Angel though, AD?
I love, see, her influence to me. She's the mother of Tony Braxton. She's the mother of Mary J.
Yep.
She's the mother of India Arie,
Yep.
of Erykah
Yep.
Badu. She's the mother of all of those singers that are not in the upper registry like the ones we mentioned. And it was okay because her music, her impact, like she was I think she was a lawyer when she broke out. When she first got her major hit, which is Sweet Love.
Yep.
And she was already she was already like 38, 39.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Because I saw her give an interview and she was like, she had shot this record for so long, and all the record, because they looking for young, they looking for the next Whitney, young, thin, and young and thin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sound that don't have, like when you hear her going, ooh, she sounded like Luther 1 minute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But coming back, into her own soul, you know what I'm saying? She's not the greatest, but she's like my personal favorite. One of my just absolutely, like I said, when she's been so long, just crazy, just like what is she thinking about?
Right.
Little memories that's jogging on my mind, slowly creeping on me. I nearly want to lose my mind. Just let somebody love you. I just don't know why. Whenever I get close to you, you're running on my mind. What?
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 Bro. You talking about, and I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. When you talk about Anita Baker, you talking about a niche artist that found a lane, but murdered that lane.
Murder.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like she didn't do like for instance, one of my favorite albums to listen to when it came out all the way through today is an album called Control by Janet Jackson. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Control, and I'm not getting off Anita Baker. I just want to make this point that it's going to be relevant to Anita. Control was an album that sonically was so dope that I think any female artist with vocals would have turned that album out, and it was a Janet album, right? I think any talented chick Control would have been a smash regardless who sung the song, right? Who sung the album, right? Anita Baker, on the other hand, you pass her music to somebody else, I don't know if you're getting the same impact. I don't know.
Hard.
Right. Ain't nobody else able to do what Anita Baker do.
Yes.
Maybe a Tony Braxton can do it. Maybe.
Tony, Mary.
Yeah.
Those her style is like it's you didn't see it before. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
It's different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That whole, that's why I said there's so many, because us as black folks, no matter where you black at, we come from the church.
Right.
Period. Point blank period. And when you singing for God and your whole family's there, and more than likely the matriarch is there, which is probably your grandmother or your grandfather.
Yeah.
And they watching you, you better hit every note.
Every note.
Because you singing for God. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, even this time, they call it secular music.
Right.
You leaving from singing for God to go sing secular music?
Secular music.
You know what I mean? I can't use the N-word, but you trying to die?
Right. Yeah, what? I just want to go have some fun.
They will cast you off.
And you ain't lying
You know
about that.
No, that's the older folks. They don't want to hear nothing about no rock and roll, no boogie woogie.
No.
They trying to hear that. They trying to hear on the rough side of the mountain.
Oh man, my head. I'm coming up. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, they
that's
trying to. I'm here to tell you, like the R&B thing, man, is when you have the R&B discussion, people legit get offended because of how. Let me let my man in. G-Man, what's good?
What's good? What's good? See, here I am thinking, after we wrapped up the show, I can, get my food in my belly, take me a nice little adult beverage and lay it down and go to sleep. And then what do? I forget that, R&B is on, and I, tune in and show my support to the brothers. First of all, salute. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the chat.
Absolutely.
But then, in Freezie's true form, he just rolls the hand grenade in the room and then tries to back out the room. AD, I thank you for stopping him. You locked the door on him and said you can't get up out of here.
I had to.
Hey, see, because I just brought him back up. Check out the backup. Them.
Here we go. But look, I'm gonna tell you what, guys. And I've been watching you and I've been listening to everything you say. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's one lady in this household that I live in right now that can't stand Anita Baker. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you why. I've been with this woman.
That may be grounds for divorce.
But here we go, AD. Check this out, man. Check this out. We've been together for 30 plus years, brother. 30 plus years. And the song that I met her on was Angel. And at that point, she realized that it's only one woman that can ever surpass her. And that was one Miss Anita Baker, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's it. And when she get that thing on and she hit that little baby rock. Oh my God!
Right.
Yeah, man.
So it sounds like Angel is the one that does it for y'all.
Yeah, Angel.
Yeah, because me personally, like I know Angel is a big hit. I like it personally, but and I know, of course, everybody loves Rapture and and we know the like the mainstream hits the most.
Yeah.
My favorite Anita Baker song to this day. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the way it flows, how it's so calm, and then she takes it up a notch, and it's just the roughness of her voice. Her voice is almost like a bass, body and soul. That's my joint. I love that song.
That's what.
What have you done to me?
Yeah.
Stop it.
I thought you were gonna say I apologize. That's what I thought.
No, I like that one too, though.
Yeah.
Like y'all heard me say, it's been so long. You know what I mean? But it's like I said, Freezie threw the hand grenade in G-Man, and he was trying to Vietnam his way out of this. Like you could just leave the jungle. Like you could just leave the jungle without a chopper, without a helicopter. Right. Like your man's gonna pick you up just because you got a radio.
Right.
Typical Freezie fashion right there. What up, Chuck?
Let me tell you about one of my favorites, and she don't get enough credit because of likes and dislikes.
Right.
But when I was a kid, I remember Diana Ross rampacking, Central Park in the rain.
I remember that. 82.
I
remember that.
I saw that. That was actually. I just not to cut you off, AD. I remember that because I was young. I don't remember how young I was, but I know it was on Channel 11. I was watching the whole concert, and it was pouring out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in the argument. I was a kid. Like older people, they were arguing Patty Diana, right? And I'm looking at them, they arguing left to right, whatever, and they have their points. And somehow somebody asked me a question like for me to be the tiebreaker, right? Yeah. And then I was like, Diana Ross done packed Central Park in the rain.
Right.
Yeah.
Patti LaBelle couldn't pack Central Park in the rain if she was giving out $100 COVID tickets.
Right. Right.
Like she may be a better singer.
Right.
But that right there is that's everything. Like you know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is put on Lady Sing the Blues and everybody in the house about to watch.
Oh man.
Bro, you talking about swag. That's all I got to say.
Although
you ain't standing in the rain to see Patty. Maybe Patty's faithful. They're gonna stand in the rain to see Patty.
Right.
The whole New York was there.
I was gonna tell you, AD, you brought up Lady Sings the Blues, which is a great movie. And I think, Diana Ross she really should have did more acting. I don't know what kind of derailed that, because I thought she was really good at it. She did Lady Sings the Blues. Oh, maybe that's it. But let me tell you, I can never watch Mahogany again, brother. Never again. After what happened, the beach with Richard, I'm never watching Mahogany. I can't take it, dude. As a youngin, I was emotional. I was like, no. I ain't gonna say it because there might be some people who never seen Mahogany out there that want to check it out. I ain't gonna ruin it, but I'm just like, I couldn't
you talking about like how we don't like Coolie High.
Yeah.
When you get to
a point, that's the cutoff. I cut it off, B. I cut it off.
Yep. It's the same thing with Boys in the Hood when he walking through the alley and he just and Ricky drinking the milk. I just conveniently changed the channel every time.
I can't do it.
Down the alley. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, first of all, I sit there and I go, Ricky, how dumb could you be?
Right.
The reason why you ran to the alley in the first place was because you knew how serious it was.
Yeah.
You want to pull out a scratch off, eating ding dongs.
Right.
Like it's sweet. Like, part of John Singleton movie right there, I'm like, no, that really couldn't happen in real life because you'd be running until your tongue is outside of your mouth.
Yeah, like, running don't stop.
Not till you get home.
Bro, and so I asked one of my homeboys, not to get off the subject, but I asked one of my homeboys was like really like that in Compton in East LA where he lived at. He was like, yo, Ricky was gonna get killed regardless. Whether it was in that alley or where he was buying a bird, he was gonna get it. Once dudes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just that life. So and then I looked at I was like, dang it. You don't want your man to be but anyway. So what I wanted to get to is this. Is there a song in y'all life, like when you first heard it, you knew, like right when you heard that song, that life would never be the same?
Good Times.
By Chic, right?
Chic, Good Times. Now Rodgers.
Yep.
That was it. The first time they played that, the DJ played that at our block party, and everybody, I remember it like yesterday. Everybody hit the street like you kind of boys are grouped in boys section, girls over there, and you kind of like you want to sit on your banana handle bike. You got more attention to the bike. You know what I'm saying? With that big old surfboard seat that it had. Yeah. And once they threw that on, followed up by Upside Down Eternity, Diana Ross.
Yeah. That was it. That's also Nile Rodgers. Nile Rodgers produced that too.
Also Nile Rodgers. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah.
I think for me it was La Freak by Chic.
Yeah.
Again.
Nile Rodgers.
That was a game changer right there, boy. and then you talking the height of actually going to a skating rink and roll. That's when you have to know how to roller skate. You can't come out there being no novice and think you go get some play. You got to go. You got to be in the driveway practicing your roller skate game for real.
Right.
Your roller skate game got to be serious.
Yeah.
Serious. What about
Yeah.
you, Chuck? Chuck, is there a song when you first heard it, you knew your life would never be the same?
Y'all done woke Chuck up from his nap.
Yeah.
I'll give you another one. That was a Nile Rodgers song again because it's Sheik's instrumentation. It's instruments. Rapper's Delight.
Rapper's Delight.
Oh man, that changed the game right there.
Yep.
That was just
changed the game.
Yep.
That was just it. I still know we as soon as we hear it, we know all the words.
Yep.
Absolutely, 100%.
That's the first time I heard the Knicks reference of the Knicks in a song.
Basketball, yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. Come TV, I can see the Knicks play basketball. Done.
Yeah, man.
And the funny thing about Rapper's Delight is once you the dude said in the song, and it kind of blew your mind because he said, oh, there go Chuck right there. The other one must be froze. So the dude said, and what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat.
Boy.
And it's me, the crew, and we're gonna try to move your feet. And he said, I am Wonder Mike, and I'd like to say hello.
Hello.
Right? And I'm like, yo, why is this dude talking over the music? You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Because we had heard rap before that, but rap was really, really whack in its beginnings.
Yeah,
because only a few people knew how to do it.
Yep.
But everybody was trying to do it. It's just like now. It's just like now. It's a whole bunch of people trying to do it and they whack, and only a few people know how to do it. But in terms of Chuck, I asked everybody a question, man. Is there a song that when you first heard it, you knew your life was never gonna be the same?
Okay, I'm gonna.
And this is an R&B song, right?
Yeah, R&B. Yeah.
R&B. Okay, so if it's R&B, the first it's a tie. It's definitely Before I Let Go by Frankie Beverly and Mays.
Oh,
like what is this?
What is this?
Yeah.
What in the world is this?
Yeah.
And in September by Earth, Wind, Fire.
Oh yeah.
I was riding with my uncle and he plays this thing, and I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. He was like, you need to get it to the old school. And after that, crate digging ever since.
Yeah.
Crate digging ever since. Trying to hold on.
So the first song that I heard like that I knew that my world was I knew. So something ever happened to you and you realized you was a kid? Like, you know how you be skipping about you know, you eating cookies and drinking juices, and then then something happened, and then you're like, wait a minute, I'm just a goofy kid, right? Yeah. So the first time that happened, and so the two questions together, right? The first time I heard a song and I knew life would never be the same, and I'm just a goofy kid, I need to hurry up and grow up, was when I heard a song called I Heard It Through the Grapevine.
Oh man.
Right. The first time I heard, my uncle took his record out the plastic, right? Out the plastic. And this is just to tell you how old this. He take it out the plastic, right? And he flipped the album open. It's a trifold. He take the record out the middle, right? And my pops grab it and go wipe it on his shirt. He's like, no! He take a cloth. the cotton cloth and wipe it off.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And you can hear the crackling.
That's right.
Before it started playing.
Yep.
And I hear the bass line. Doom, 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 doom,
yep.
Doom. And then you can hear the little shakers coming. And I'm like, yo, what is this? And then I hear Marvin Gaye. Who if you don't know, if you watch this video, So first of all, shout out to everybody watching and that's gonna watch, right? If you don't know who Marvin Gaye is, I suggest you pause this video, go listen to the Trouble Man soundtrack.
Yeah.
Go listen to the Trouble Man soundtrack, and then come back and listen to this, and you'll have a greater appreciation for what it is me and these other men are talking about.
Yes, sir.
Because
his collective works. You just need like you need everything. You need to hear him make an album. Because he's in debt.
That is dope.
He's in debt to his wife.
Confession.
Yeah.
That's the one with Love Train on it.
Check showing off right now. Check showing off right now.
Tucker's on feel right there. But you need to hear this dude make an album where he's in debt and he has to pay his wife's alimony. So he has to make this album to pay her off. And he's not trying to do his best work. And at one point you hear him like screaming on it, like you just hear his voice just going crazy. I'm like, yo, Mom, where are we going with this? I'm like, well, that's real hot though.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah. That's dope.
Even when you're trying to be whack, even when you're trying to be whack, you can't be whack because everything you touch.
He got the Midas touch.
Turns to gold.
Yeah, man. And so when you listen to the Troubled Man soundtrack, there is a level of urgency and pain on that album where as soon as you start, you can feel the soul coming out. Because Marvin did great albums before this. Now I'm not saying that this is something. I'm not saying this is his piece de resistance. I'm saying this is if you a man and you ever been through something, right? And you listen to the Trouble Man soundtrack, it kind of speak to your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ever been through something or whatever it is. Everybody have their different levels of stuff that they've been through or whatever. And I ain't trying to complicate the conversation by pulling out dirty laundry. But what I'm saying is certain times, certain albums you hear, it kind of speak to your spirit. Like when I heard the New Edition album, Heartbreak album, for the first time, right? And so I'm a young man going from a boy to a man at the same time as these dudes. And so all the stuff they singing about, and I'm like, okay, I'm going through the same thing. I'm like the sixth member of New Edition. You know what I'm saying? You know, because even when you listen, like, yo, you like this chick, and every time she call you away, and your stupid sister, she took a message and then didn't tell you. Now that girl mad, and you call her back, and you leaving the message on her answering machine. You know what I'm saying? And trying to sound desperate, but you know her pops be listening to her messages. You know what I'm saying? And so you trying to be, you don't want to say meet me at the corner because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
all these.
Yeah, man, I know what you're talking about. That's the type of stuff that be. I remember one time I was trying to date this young lady, and you know what? I was on we was on the phone just chopping up because you know that's what you do when you're young. And before the internet, we was on the phone.
For a long time.
So,
before call waiting, you was on the phone for a long time.
Exactly. So I remember I was talking. We was having a good time because her family was partying and everything. They were having a good time. And she told me, she was like, you know what? Let me call you back or call me back. You know, my parents or whatever. Somebody needs to use the phone. I'm like, okay, no problem. You know, I called back about an hour later. And mind you, it's kind of still early. It's like 8 o'clock at night. And there's a party going on in the crib. I called back, father picked up the phone. She went to sleep. What? She went to sleep. I'm like, okay. Yeah, and then later, well, obviously she wasn't asleep. She tells me, yeah, he was being him, and
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
no, and that's the type of stuff I'm like, you making this relationship start off rocky, but guess
Right,
what?
right.
Guess what? In the end, she became my wife, and we still kicking it, 20 years strong. So
20
Boom,
years strong. Now,
boom,
it was worth it.
boom.
exactly, exactly.
You're not gonna get is you know what? There's something about I've had this argument with people before. Now I love lyrics. Don't get me wrong. You've heard me spit lyrics on here tonight. But production,
Yeah.
when you got production that sometimes that just overrides what the lyrics is. Like when you hear the dramatic singing, smiling faces, and you hear that boom, 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 boom. It just sounds dark. It's there we go, Chuck. There we go. There we go. When you hear that, when you hear that bass line, dum, 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 dum,
Right.
dum, dum, it's like, yo, me and my man is rolling right here. Because they make certain songs that's just me and my man is rolling. You know, I don't know where we going, but
But we
but
riding.
but
Right.
we right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We in the car. There's a whole we we need hours on that. Like me and my man records right here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what we're rolling to. Like when you hear my what's my man Sly and the Family Stone.
Yeah.
They oh God oh God, the wicked is killing me right now. It's missing me, but you already know Sly and the Family Stone what they was coming with. But it's music like that is
Everyday
just
people.
everyday people. You know what
They
I'm
got a
saying?
bunch of stuff. They got a bunch of stuff.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. There's a group that I don't know. Well, I'm sure I would still fell in love with Earth, Wind, and Fire just listening to their flow and what they did. But it was a group that came out. Listening to them back when I was a youngin' growing up, right? And on Sunday or no Saturday, when Mom goes into the living room, which nobody was allowed to go into, by the way. And she does the thing with the vinyl cloth, and she puts the album on the turntable, right, and drops her needle. And to your point, you hear that
the crackling, yeah.
And then you get the stylistics, bro.
Wow.
Stylistics was fantastic, man.
Oh my, that right there, and I forgot about that until you just mentioned that. So the stylists,
how good were the stylistics really though?
Incredible.
Yeah,
I mean,
incredible.
The stylists were very.
Ask me that again. Ask me that again. No, ask me that again. Ask me that again.
How good were the stylistics?
I mean, just the swag with their moves was. I mean, oh, yeah. And mind you, I'm probably younger than maybe y'all. Most of y'all right here. But from what I have seen, what helped me out a lot because I know a lot of the music, but I can honestly say that I wasn't maybe old enough to really see them perform and understand what I was seeing. I probably saw them. It was on the TV. My mother, my grandmother was watching, right? But these things like behind the music and unsung, they've helped me a lot to see some of these older groups that I've heard, but I never got to really see. I'm saying we're talking about the stylistics, but I was just saying like what's the Heat Wave, like Heat Wave, and seeing groups like
Heat Wave.
8-track, Heat Wave in the car.
Yeah. Hey, now, so I ain't gonna lie, I like the stylistics. I like the Delphonics. I like Blue Magic.
God. Stop it.
I like, but my favorite group is the Spinners. Right?
Oh, the Spinners was good. Yeah.
The Spinners got nothing but. You see, all those groups are the same thing. But the Spinners, as they said, as one of the members said, you will never hear a Spinners record without the word love in the record.
True.
Right.
But the stylistics, man, they had, dude, Hurry Up This Way Again. When you just hear the instrumentals just come in, it's just
stop it. Stop it.
You don't even understand, like, what is the session musicians thinking about when they come with these instrumentals? Like when they come with that, you know what I'm saying? It's like when the Temptations made My Girl. What were you on with that bass line? What were you thinking about?
Yeah. Facts. And
sometimes the bass line be so iconic that when you hear it, you know
it's over.
It's like when I told you I heard the song, I heard it through the grapevine. When you
hear
the bass line,
that bass line.
Yeah. You stop what you're doing.
You know you ain't gonna never hear nothing like that again when you hear it.
I'll bet you don't know what I mean.
Wasn't that
That's actually Gladys Knight's record first.
Yeah.
Right. Wasn't that the song they used like for the commercial for the Raisinets? Yeah.
The California Raisins.
Yeah, the California Raisins. Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, I saw something the other day that I totally forgot because I was still a kid when Isaac Hayes made an album called Black Moses.
Oh
yeah, Black Moses.
That's on HBO. That's on HBO right now.
What?
No, I'm sorry. That's Black Jesus. I'm sorry. My bad.
I'll be right.
Like just the audacity.
Yeah.
Just the music, and then you hear the music behind it, and then when you come to understand who he was as a man, God rest his dead, rest in peace, Isaac. It's like what were you on? Some of these instrumentals, when you listen to Look of Love, it's like maybe like 2 minutes of words and like 8 minutes of instrumentals. It just goes on and on and on.
And you don't want it to stop.
And you don't want it to stop. Like, dude, how can a record be that long? It's less lyrics than actual music.
Than the music, yeah. And I think that's what people get lost at today when you're talking about actually listening to a track, right? So there's a whole bunch of, I call them gimmicks. So people can't rely on their natural God-given talent to sell a record. That's all about gimmicks. We go to the auto-tune, we go to the mixing machine and all these other things instead of, just, back in the day when you used to walk to the corner store, and you got them brothers on the corner harmonizing.
Right.
For a bottle of wine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they better than people that you hear on the radio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You try to tell people that like, oh, stop playing. But I'm gonna give you guys an intro and tell me if you know who. First of all, tell me the group and then tell me the song. So here's the intro right here. And this is how you know when.
Wait, hold on. You don't want to hold that for Freezie?
Yeah, we'll wait for Freezie. We'll wait.
All right. And you know what? That sets it up so that allows me to say that 2 other groups I was thinking of. Now, this is the one thing you'll learn about me. My problem is I remember the music, I remember the rhythm, I remember the cadence, the choruses, the songs. I don't remember names of stuff, man. I always forget the names.
I'm gonna tell you something. When I'm going to cut you off, but when Dougie first came out with the show, right?
Right.
For the longest time, I did not know the name of the song was the show. I used to call it the Inspector Gadget song.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. You're right.
That's true. That's
Absolutely
true.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the biggest record of 1985 or 86?
Yeah.
It was around there, 85, 86. Yeah.
I actually went to Man Music Center over in Philly, South Philly, to watch him. It was him, the Fat Boys, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and then the local DJ. I forget his name. But that was a dope concert in Man Music Center. And couldn't stay long because when you were from Camden, you could be in South Philly for too long, bro.
Right.
Before it was beef, yeah.
The music can only get you so far. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So you go over there, you get your phone numbers, and you get your butt back across the bridge quick.
Right. Right. Well, I was gonna tell you before you ask that question. Now that Freezie's back, G-Man, the other two groups that I mean, there's so many groups. I could be here if you give me a minute. I'll start naming them. There's so many good groups out there, but they just made good music. We were in a time that there was so much competition. You had to come out with some fire. You wasn't getting play from nobody. So that's why it was great. Like we had the Manhattans, Harold Melvin and the Blue Note.
Oh man.
Oh man, the Dells.
The Dells.
There was so much
set
good
that
stuff.
movie on fire. You know the Dells.
Right? Yeah. The Five Heartbeats.
The Five Heartbeats.
Yeah, Five Heartbeats. Yeah.
I can't tell you when I was young. I thought I was like trying to get Five Heartbeat songs. I was like, where can I find the Five Heartbeat music?
That's how classic. That's how classic that movie is.
Yeah,
right.
It is.
Yeah, you think that he was really singing? Yeah.
I told the fellas, I'm gonna do just the intro to a song.
Oh, look at that! There you go.
Wow.
They
clean, boy.
Right, Chuck, don't make me go to the garage and start. You don't want that business, Chuck. You don't want that.
We're gonna start calling Chuck Crates.
If y'all want to talk about groups that kind of changed, I never knew who sung this music, but I was like, yo, I love these falsettos, I love these crazy beats. And then when I found out they were
the beats, right?
Yeah. Just talking about it.
Yeah, we did a whole. We started it off like there's dudes, and it's not that break cross racial lines or whatever. Just like you'll never see a super group that's only 3 guys that sold more records than that group.
Yeah, facts.
And that wrote for as many. I had this argument like last week, and it was like the Bee Gees. Like, you know what? I'm done talking to you.
Yeah.
Your music taste and knowledge. You gotta grow up. You don't know nothing about no music,
right?
Because you don't know nothing about the Bee Gees,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, to just to your point, AD, there was about a year and a half where white boys carried R&B and soul. It was like the Bee Gees, Hall and Notes, Bobby Caldwell, Casey and the Sunshine Band. It was like a year and a half where the white boys carried the music for like a year and a half.
Because they loved it so much and they imitated it so much that you had to give it up to them, because we as the producers and the manufacturers and the originators, we know our own stuff regurgitated that's still good.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You understand? So when you hear Bobby Caldwell, what you gonna do for love?
Yeah.
I thought that man was a black man by most of my entire life.
For sure.
Yes, you did. yes, you did.
When I finally saw his picture, I was like, that ain't no Bobby Caldwell. Bobby Caldwell's a black dude.
Yes.
From Philly.
For sure.
Bro, and you didn't even know Wild Cherry was not black until you heard Play That Funky Music, White Boy. You're like, White Boy.
There you go.
You didn't even know that there was.
That's that mix, man. There's a certain mix of soulful white boys like Bobby Caldwell, and that what you won't do for love. I can't. That is like a trivia song that kills everybody. If you don't know him, that gets you every time, man.
Everybody.
Boss Skaggs.
Yep.
There's Hall and Oates. There's so many.
Simply Red.
Simply Red.
Yep.
Even Robin Thicke.
Robin Thicke too.
There's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many of them. When you ask them about who their musical influences are, they can't even hide it. Like it comes dripping out of their face. It's like, yo, these are like, you don't ever hear them. And mind you, I like this dude, but you don't ever hear them say Elvis.
Right.
No.
Right.
No.
Right.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you know, And here's another one that they get people caught up to. When Tina Marie.
Oh yeah,
Tina Marie is
of course.
Tina
great,
Marie,
Yeah.
bro, people, when you listen to her music, bro, and
Yeah,
then you
man.
look, and then you like, not only is she a white girl, she the whitest of the white girls.
for sure.
She like the poster child for
Yes,
a white
sir.
girl USA. And no disrespect, because I might be the poster child for light-skinned black dude USA. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I'm black as dark as everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
But when you hear her and Rick James on Fire and Desire,
Yes.
One of the greatest records ever.
Stop it.
that's just
Stop
it.
You
That-
When you
that's
hear
great.
this
when you
ice.
hear the intro, wow. You know what I'm saying? Who starts off the record with wow?
Yeah.
Like, who starts off a record saying wow?
Rick James.
Rick James and Teddy Pendergrass.
And
Teddy Pendergrass is the only person that I know that do a slow jam with an instruction manual. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Get over there, girl. Take them clothes off. Go
Rick
get some
James
hot
saved Motown. Rick James saved Motown.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Like literally saved Motown. And this is Motown.
Mhm.
You know, him and that new infusion, he comes in there and he does, and you know what? He comes out the gate. Rick comes out the gate with heat,
Yeah.
with so much heat that I can understand how somebody can get crazy with all of that
There
all
he
at
is.
once. Because there you go. Because no one knows.
Yep.
The man makes cold-blooded.
Yeah, man.
Cold-blooded.
Yep.
Then he turns around and drops Ebony Eyes with Smokey Robinson.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You remember that video?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What?
Chuck got fire. Look at you. Chuck got fire right there, bro.
He got boy, look.
Chuck made me Chuck. Yo, stop it, Chuck. You gonna make me stop it.
Hey, we're gonna have to name him Crates for real, bro.
No
For real,
doubt.
We're
man.
gonna have
Stop
to
it.
name him Crates for real.
You know what's making me feel bad is that I'm looking at all these records that Chuck got, and I'm remembering. I'm like, yo, yeah, I had that. I remember, and I'm just thinking, damn, what happened to all these records?
Right.
I'm like, yeah.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something, Rob.
Luther.
Classic. Now this is classic.
That's a classic right there.
Luther, man.
That's skinny Luther right there, boy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's in between Luther. But I'm gonna tell you something.
In between Luther, right?
In between Luther.
Yeah.
So it came a time because back in the day in my former life, right? I was a young E4, almost E5 in the Army.
Well, hold on, G-Man. I don't mean to cut you up, but did you forget the other things you was gonna bring up? I don't want you to forget that. Okay, all right, cool.
I'm moving into that. So I'm in the Army. You know, in the Army, people feel like if you're in the military, you got a whole bunch of money. I don't know where they get this misnomer from, but that's the thought process, right? But I'm living paycheck to paycheck, you know, trying to make ends meet, and they ain't eating worth a damn, right? So I get this wild hair. So I said, okay, I got a little bit of DJ skills, so I'm gonna become a DJ, right? So I get all this DJ equipment. I got milk. This is where these milk crates come in, and people don't understand now. So when you got to get your records from venue to venue, you can't just carry them in your arms, right?
No.
You got to have a convenient way to do it.
And you can't carry them on your thumb drive. Now you can just
No,
carry them on your
man,
thumb
look,
drive.
people get this is what kills me when people proclaim to be DJs, right? I call a DJ and you show up at my house with a laptop. I'm looking for what the turntables and the crates of albums and whatnot, right? And they look, this is all I need. I'm like, you got to get the hell up out of here, bro. No,
Because you're not a DJ, you're a selector.
exactly.
I'm down, selector.
Look, I can get my cell phone and use my playlist for what you're about to do. Stop playing with me right now, right? But
Because the DJ was a traveling band.
yes,
You had your mans in them to carry the records,
yes,
to carry the speakers, to carry the crates.
And make sure what nobody's looking at your records to see what it is that you're
Exactly.
playing.
Right. You had the little label on it. Yeah.
And the most important thing out of all those things we just mentioned was the needle. Because if the needle broke, party's over.
Party's over.
That's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Hey, AD, I'm gonna tell you how Paul we used to be. Just to your point. So we at the party and they bumping this joint by Shaka Khan called "I Feel for You," right?
Mhm.
I feel for you.
Mhm.
It's like the
Shaka-
biggest song in
Shaka
the
Khan.
yeah. It's like the biggest song in the universe. Bro.
Yep.
Yes.
You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? And my man bumped the table, and you can hear it skip.
Oh.
Right? And listen, and listen, and Big D, listen. Big D, if you watching, bro, you know I gotta tell this story. You know you clumsy, bro. Big D, don't be Big D gonna hit me up on Facebook. Why y'all always be talking shit about me, man? Hey, Big, calm down, Big D. This was 40 years ago, bro. You calm down. If you ain't over it in 40 years, bro, you ain't gonna never get over it. You know what I'm saying? So Big D bump the turntable and break the needle, right? And we everybody standing there looking at each other. Because first of all, ain't nobody got no money, right? And then ain't nobody got no car.
Right.
I got to take the bus all the way to Hudson Mall to Radio Shack to buy a pack of needles that's going to cost us $8.
Yeah.
We ain't got no $8 because if we got a bus fare, we ain't going to have no money. We got to steal it from Radio Shack, bro.
That's right.
Because Big D broke the needle. Big D broke the
Big D clumsy ass. So Iceman and Big Pete from down the street, he was like, "Yo, what happened to the music?" And we was like, "Yo, what's his name?" And you know how you be trying not to snitch, but you be mad. You like over here. So Pete and Iceman together. So Big Pete like, "Yo, Uncle Freezie, run to the store and get me a Pepsi, and I'll fix the thing." And I'm like, "I ain't got no money for no Pepsi, Big Pete." Big Pete like, "You want some music, don't you?" I was like, "Yes, I want some music." Go to the store and get me the coldest Pepsi you can get me, right? And I'm like, "Big Pete, you better stop playing with me." I'm like, Big Pete, Big Pete was a big dude. Now, Big Pete was like, you know what I'm saying, the neighborhood mechanic. Like he fixed cars for the dealership, and then got off work, and then he fixed cars around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right. Big Pete looked like he ain't never washed his hands. Big Pete always looked like he was fixing transmission.
With the mittens on you, boy.
Yeah. So Big Pete was like, "You want some music, don't you?" I was like, "Yes." Big Pete like, "Go get me an ice cold Pepsi and hurry up." And Iceman laughing. Iceman is the first dude that I ever met that was actually a Muslim. I didn't know I just knew he was different. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. That's another story for another day. So I was like, "Big Pete, I'm gonna go get this Pepsi. But if you with me," Big Pete's like, "Hurry up! These people want to hear some music." So I go to the store and get him a Pepsi, 16-ounce Pepsi. Come back. I give Big Pete the Pepsi, right? He look at me and take the top. I'm like, Big Pete, that's my last 65 cents. And Big Pete was like, "Wait a minute. I got a C." And this is during so anybody who ain't 50 might not understand what I'm talking about right now. But this was back during the Pepsi challenge.
Yeah.
And they had the letters on the inside of the cap.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, for $1 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he like, "Hey, I got a C." And I'm like, "I'm about to give you a O. Iceman, like, "Uncle Freezie, calm down, man. You know you don't want to mess with Big Pete." I'm like, "Iceman, he done spent my last 65 cents." Right? So Big Pete take another gulp of the Pepsi. He look at me. He's like, "Boy, them Pepsi good. You ain't bring me no peanuts." I'm mad, right? But I'm a kid. I mean, I'm not a kid, but I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't old, I ain't old like them. So Big Pete look at Iceman and start laughing. Right? I'm like, "Big Pete, what happened to the music?" He's like, "Oh, I got you." And they turn around and get ready to walk off. And I'm like, "Iceman, what y'all doing?" And Iceman nudges like, "Man, Big Pete, man, stop messing with them boys, man." And what he do is back then they used to have the metal caps on the Pepsis. Anybody remember the metal caps on the
Yep.
Deskys?
Mhm.
Yes.
You remember the ring that used to attach the thing?
Yeah,
Yep.
of course.
They used to be able to fold up.
Yep.
Those Big Pete took one of the fold up things off there, and pulled out the needle and stuck that in there and put it down on the record.
Wow.
And that was our needle.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
Damn.
That's a hood trick.
Yeah.
Right.
That right there. But let me ask y'all a question. I'm about to throw y'all right now. I'm about to throw y'all. What's the first record you copped the dance to?
Ooh.
Mm.
You mean a real dance, a dance that means something, or you just
A
you
real
just awkward
dance.
dancing with your classmates?
I don't care if it's awkward. You that first person that you was brave enough to go up to, and you had your wood moment. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah. All right.
I
She
got
was over there. You was over there. What's that first record? Cause you supposed to remember that record, because I know that record. I'm gonna give mine first, because I remember it like yesterday. Earth, Wind, and Fire, Reasons.
Ah, that's the one.
Yeah.
I thought you was about to steal mine.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I was standing there next to the girl. I was 16, she was 15. Like a real dance, not dancing with your cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's standing right next to me. And I could tell she wanted me to ask her to dance, right? And I'm standing like I came there with my men. She came there with her girls, and we're standing like right next to each other. Everybody else is dancing, and my big bro, my mentor, kind of like, he was dancing with somebody else, and he turned and he gave me the look, like, what you doing?
Yeah.
It's now or never.
Because everybody else is dancing and coupled up, and I'm standing there like, you know what I mean? Like I'm frozen dude on a stick.
Yeah.
And finally, I mean, when my man hits the what?
Yeah.
I touched you want to dance, and she just pulled my hand and took me on that dance floor. Lord, I think they played that record like twice.
Yeah.
What? Reasons.
That's a moment.
Every time I hear that record, every time I hear it.
My man D Ross just hit mine in the chat, right? It's always and forever.
Always and forever.
That's a joint, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there.
He waved.
Boy.
Mine was, and so mine was AD when AD said his. It was kind of weird. I was like, AD might have the same memory as me, because mine was Earth, Wind, and Fire, but mine was the 6th grade dance. I had been trying to holler at this girl for the whole 6th grade year, all year, and so Tanya had this bigger. She was like 5'11" in the 6th grade. Adrian, and she was like deep. She was like, but like both. She was like LaTanya bodyguard. I couldn't even holler at LaTanya. Every time I say something, it was always weird, man. But anyway, Mr. Williams throw on this song called "After the Love Is Gone" by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Stop it.
And I asked LaTanya to dance, and after that we kind of was like boyfriend. We was boyfriend and girlfriend for a long time, like 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 whole weeks, bro. We broke up.
A whole 4 weeks.
Yeah, we broke up like 2 weeks in, and then we got back together. Yeah, but when you in 6th grade, bro, come on, man.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
4 weeks is a long time, B.
Yeah, that's like marriage, bro.
That's a long time.
That's like marriage. I went with like 3 girls in 6th grade, man. And they was like, you a player, you get around. You know, like I get around. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy, yo. This is this is like 1980. This is like 7980.
Brother, I remember. Trust me, I remember. No, that's when you had to sneak up under the stairwell to go cop that kiss between classes. You know,
absolutely.
Yo,
I just remembered mine. No, I was just gonna say I just remembered it. It was 5th grade prom. And since I'm a little, I mean, obviously I'm a little younger. At that time, fifth grade prom. I can't remember I told you I'm bad with times, names, dates. But I will tell you, it was. Now this was the only bad thing about it. It was a dope moment for me, and I was lost in the music.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing really came out of it. But it was a dope moment,
Right.
and it was uh, "I'll Give All My Love to You" by Keith Sweat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Ron, this is how old you making me feel right now, right? So you say fifth grade prom. So when that song came out, when Keith Sweat was hopping and popping, I had been
I was in Fort Hood, Texas.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what I was at.
He was in basic training.
No. This is the crazy part, right? I had graduated basic training at AIT. I'm at my first permanent party TV station. Fort Sill, Oklahoma, bro.
Oh,
Wow.
been there. Oh,
Yeah.
I bet you it was raining on one side of the street too. It was raining on one side of the street and sun out on the other side.
That's right.
Fort Sill,
That's right.
Oklahoma.
Wow. Ron, you making me feel old, brother. Thank you. I appreciate
Sorry,
it.
man. I'm sorry. When Freezie had asked the question before, he was like, "Is there?" See, I had two moments for me was when he said there was like it was that song that you heard and it just like you were like, what is this? For me, it
Mm-hmm.
was two, and it's interesting because there's so much music out there, and there's definitely a lot of different things I could point to.
Yeah.
Um, one was. Um, Always and Forever. Because I remember the first time I heard that is like was at a friend's party, and it was
Yeah.
like the first time they played it, I didn't really hear it, but then
Mm-hmm.
that song comes on when it's late at night when the party's
Well,
not quite
yeah.
over,
Right
but
song.
it's getting there. You
right
know what I
Right
mean?
song.
song. That's right.
Yep.
When I heard that, I was like, "What? This is fun." I was like mesmerized. That's when I knew I loved R&B. I was like, "This song is
Yeah.
it."
That's the
And then when I
last movie record right there. That's the
That's right.
exactly,
last chance.
exactly.
The lights
You
about to
gonna
come
get
on
to
after
make the
that song
movie.
gets played.
Yeah.
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 And then when I got a little older and obviously I started to really appreciate music of my time and stuff like that, I would say this might sound a little weird to y'all, but for me it was "Come and Talk to Me" by Jodeci.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
But not the
Stop playing.
regular version.
The
The
remix,
the
right?
Extended
one
version.
the remix because I was like this because it threw me. I was like, damn, this thing is bump. And I heard it
Yeah.
outside. It was a block party. And the
Right.
dude put it on and he spun this record like 4 or 5 times in a row because it was
Yeah.
killing. And I was like,
Monster.
this is bumping. And then it was so
Monster.
soulful. And then you hear KC. I'm like, yo, this is great.
Yeah.
That was like that was my
Monster.
moment for that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Monster.
man.
But yo, fellas, I gotta rock out. I'm listening to y'all, but my lady, I gotta rock out. But yo, Freezie, let me know the next time we about to do R&Bs again, man. We definitely can open it up. I'm gonna leave y'all with this though. 2 words. Bill Withers.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Oh
Bill
yeah.
Carry
Withers.
on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Carry
hey,
on.
we're gonna do something.
Go ahead, Chris. Go pull it up. Go pull the album up, Chris. Go ahead. Pull up.
Hey, so AD, I'm gonna do something tomorrow night. I'm off for a couple of days, so I'm gonna do some conversations like this for the next few days, whether it be R&B or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just something
Let's hit it.
so we can do
Let's hit
a little
it.
hangout.
Let's
But-
do
but-
it.
Salute, John, Sarge, Chuck, Freezie. You already know what it is already.
Yeah.
Salute,
We
my
hit
brother.
it.
Yeah,
All right.
man. All right. Yeah, man. So the music thing is so odd that it time stamps your life like
It
you
does.
like you can remember, like, no lie, like I'll be getting out the car, like say for instance, my wife will pull up and she'll have some bags imagine that your wife got bags in the car.
Imagine that.
Anyway, I'll be getting the bags out the car and it'll be like a song on the radio.
Mhm.
And you'd be like, yo, I remember this joint, man. You know what I'm saying? From
Yep.
such and such,
Yep.
such and such happened and such and such. And but let me ask y'all this. I just want to ask y'all this real quick. Is there a song that when you first heard it, you were like, yo, this is my like secret stash song. This right here, this song is so slept on. I can't believe nobody else don't be rocking this song.
So now it's amazing that you asked that question because when you were out and about, doing your thing, right? I told the fellas I was gonna give just the intro to a song, and you had to tell me the name of the song and the name of the group. And that fact that you just brought it up is a song that I'm about to do. So here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom.
I can't recognize that.
Come on, Freezie.
What is that? I can't recognize it. I can't recognize it.
Everyone has a place.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know why I didn't get that. Oh man.
No, I'm gonna tell you something. Anytime and wherever I am and whatever I'm doing, when I hear that intro, I stop instantly.
Yep.
Who first of all, who's playing the music? And why are you playing the music? And turn it
up. Right, man. There are so many. I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, well, y'all won't know my song, so that's the thing. You will not know.
I don't know.
No, you won't. I'm 100% because that's how slept on this song is. It's so slept on that even people who used to listen to him in his heyday, if you will, don't even really know this song because it wasn't a single. You definitely had to buy the album, and it was kind of a gimmicky type thing to purchase this album.
Right.
There's a song called "Addicted." Right. This song is an R&B song called "Addicted" by Cisco.
No, I ain't never heard it.
No, I ain't never.
I know you never heard it. And let me tell you something. The song is so beautifully put together because there's so many different harmonies. There's like 3 bridges that like it takes you like you know what I mean. Like I'm big on harmonies and bridges. Like I like that soulful sound, and he does that. I mean, of course, he's kind of a he's from that whole Jodeci school of things, so you kind of see where my ear is. Yeah, but the point is, in this song, it's basically the chorus is "I'm addicted to loving you," so it's a love song. Right. But it's one of those songs that if you never heard it because it never came out, but if you YouTube it, you see what I'm talking about. It's just a real smooth jam and one of my favorite songs ever about the transitions and how it goes up and down. Like I just like it. But nobody knows about that song. That's one of those songs like if I was in his management, it would have came out, but it didn't come out. So it is what it is.
Let me ask y'all this, right? This is gonna blow your mind, right? So if you're not a collector of vinyl, like Chuck, you may miss this. But what is your now growing up as a young man growing up, right? Your favorite album cover of all time? I know what mine is. Favorite album cover of all time. Growing up, young man, growing up now.
Oh, my favorite album cover, no doubt, hands down, not even close, is New Edition Heartbreak album.
No.
That's my favorite.
Favorite. Okay.
The one where they standing at the pier in front of the cars.
Yep.
They done came of age. They done started making men now. They start making money. That's dope. That's dope. Purple Rain album cover is dope also.
That's a fly cover, yeah.
That's fly. But I'm gonna tell you what mine is.
Ohio Players.
Nope. This the trifold right here, but you close. I Taste the Honey.
Oh, that's a nice album cover, and I only know that because the name of it. I've seen it, so that's what I'm saying. That's a nice one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's a question I don't know if I can answer. Oh, look at this guy! Look at this guy!
Chuck in the crates, bro. Look at him.
Yeah. We got to call him crates, bro.
Man, look, Chuck.
Yeah, that's my favorite album cover.
Do you have favorite album cover? Do you have a current
and this is current R&B because my favorite overall is Nas, Illmatic. To me, that's my favorite album cover.
Okay, I got you. And then now back in the day when I used to participate in, let's just say street pharmaceuticals.
Uh-huh.
Right. And it made me when D-Roz put it in the thing, the Sapphire, Earth, Wind, and Fire cover. that was the thing that I used to, to
Yeah. Yes.
To do the
Yeah.
You gotta work it out.
yeah, man.
I don't know. I don't think I could really answer that. I didn't have like an album cover that in my head that I can think of that I said that was really one of my favorites. And the only thing that keeps popping in my head, which wasn't that great, it was a nice picture of them all together, but it wasn't an album cover. It was a 45, and that was El Debarge, Rhythm of the Night. I just keep picturing that. I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that one of the things, there are two collaborations, right? Two collaborations that come to mind. Well, actually three, but only two of them on different sides of the spectrum. When the whole "We Are the World" collaboration, where you get all these artists together. I think that was the Farm Aid benefit that they did.
Yeah, might have been.
That was dope to see all those guys and gals, together, doing what they love to do. That one was the one, right? But the one that got me, I'm sitting at home one day, running home from school, trying to get my Yo MTV rap fix in, right? So I'm running home, dropping the bags off at the door, get me a good cold tall glass of red Kool-Aid, right?
Kool-Aid.
And running there.
And red ain't a flavor.
I know, but if you ask me what's your favorite flavor, they're gonna say red. Red
and green.
And green.
I was an exotic Kool-Aid guy. I liked it was a mountain berry one that they came out with that was really good. But continue.
You special. You special. Yeah, we couldn't afford that. It was red and a whole bunch of sugar.
Yeah, because the one we started getting exotic with Kool-Aid, and not to cut G-Man off, I'm sorry, but the exotic flavor for my youth was tropical punch.
Oh yeah, tropical punch was it. If you got tropical punch, you was the hit on the block. I'm telling you, you was the man.
You was fancy. Your daddy drove a big car.
Boy, look, he had a deuce in the quarter in the job.
Yeah, he did that silver one with a black rag. With a black rag on the top.
But I running home one day, and the very first time I heard Self-Destruction come on, I was done.
Right.
Done. And my favorite female rapper at the time was none other than MC Light, bro. I love me some MC Light.
Peter Piper.
She did it for me, bro.
Georgie Porgy.
When she was talking about Georgia, she was singing that song to me. Every day, I'm Georgie Porgy.
Hey, so G-Man, just to answer the question that we was talking about, the song that was slept on, right? That many people may not have listened to.
Yep.
So there are a few songs, right, that I had in mind because I like listening to the songs that nobody else kind of like.
Right.
So it's a song that y'all probably heard of, but it didn't get. But when you say it, a lot of people may have heard of it, but they don't know it.
Right.
It's a song called "Me and Mrs. Jones" by Billy Paul.
Man, stop playing.
Oh,
really? Come on, man.
I don't want to cut you off. I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, "Is that Marvin Gaye?"
Right.
Like
Right.
Right. I was like, "No."
That was that's the song. He drags that out. Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one. Me and Mrs. Jones, bro. And the other one, it made famous by Kings of Comedy, the Lenny Williams joint.
Oh yeah. Oh, the begging song.
Yeah, but before Kings of Comedy, ain't nobody really was playing that song like that.
Listen to me, Freezie. I'm gonna tell you something. Now, picture this. And now, mind you, I have migrated from New Jersey. Now I'm living in we moved to Rocky Mount, right? But my mom and my pops were divorced. Right. So my pops lived in Nashville.
Okay.
So that's out there where the red clay and all that other stuff is, right?
That's where my son live at now.
See, there you go. So here we go now.
He just moved out there too.
Did he? Yeah. So there's nothing there's nothing to do out there. And I'm gonna tell you how nothing there is. So this is the part of the town that there are no bars, Well, if you live in the city, right? But we talking about rural people where you live out in the country. And when I say country, I'm talking about country, right? So what they do, if you know, when your favorite adult beverage runs out, you go to what we call shot houses, right? So that I'm tell you what it is. Then there's these old people that either got their own still back out there in the woods someplace, or they done went and stockpiled on alcohol. You can go to their house and buy shots, right?
Yeah.
They may have a pool table out there, or most of the time,
are they playing music?
Or they're always playing music, and most of the time it's the blues.
Right.
Let's be honest. Most of the time it's the blues. But the first time I heard Lenny Williams play, and also they have these pool halls, right? So it's just like like one wooden building with a big room. There's one pool table here. You may have a pinball machine in there, an old torn up leather couch, and on the bar where you can go, some pick eggs, pick pig feet. And that's what's in there, right? Yeah. But somebody came in there one night and dropped a quarter in that machine and played Lenny Williams and shut the whole pool hall down, bro. I'm telling you. Do you know I love you?
Yeah.
Done.
I can see that. Bro. I can see that.
Done.
Somebody a little hole in the wall, little juke joint.
Yeah. One way in, one way out. And look, we got late, right? And this how you know people ain't got nothing but love for you. Because after you done drink all the Budweiser up that's in the place, because that's pretty much all they sold Budweiser. Yeah. Once you done drunk all that up, and you done ran back and forth to your car and getting your little nip out.
Yeah, that's what we call it. Yeah, get your little nip. Yeah.
Get your little nip. They ain't gonna send you home hungry, right? So you ain't bought no pickled pig feet, no pickled eggs. So they go and fire up the hot plate in the back, and then you start smelling that chicken getting fried.
Yeah, so they gonna sell leg quarter sandwiches.
What you talking about?
A piece of Wonder Bread and a leg quarter for $3.50 at 2 o'clock. Man,
at 2 o'clock in the morning and go home sleep like a baby.
With the chicken bone still in your mouth. I'm telling you.
And we'll wake up the next day. You done slept. You only slept 4 hours because grandma gonna wake you up to go to church. But it felt like you done slept 12 hours.
I'm telling you, boy. I'm telling you. And you know, I think about that kind of stuff right now, and there's no place, and you didn't have to worry. The worst thing you have to worry about is somebody getting drunk and want to cut you. You know what I'm saying? And then after about 4 or 5 people wrestle them to the ground, slap them around a little bit, then you come back, buy them a drink, and we all good.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like that going on these days, man.
Nah, man.
You can't go out and have that kind of fun. You know what I'm saying?
Now you try to be in those situations these days, you may not be coming back.
Look, that's why I stay at home and talk to you guys.
And when G-Man said light bread, he don't mean Wonder.
No,
this is the Winnie Dixie bread.
Yeah, this is
Wonder. You got from the Winnie Dixie. Or Piggy Wiggy.
Yeah.
The pig.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we did a lot of things back in the day, even in my day, that like I know that coming up, that was the norm. But you know, I feel like I'm Hasidity when I've been spoiled by. Like I remember when I grew up, like when I was young, eating luncheon meat. That luncheon meat. Listen, if you try to feed me that luncheon meat right now, I'll throw up. Because that luncheon meat was the worst luncheon meat ever. It was glistening all the time. It was it wasn't right. You know what I mean?
And
like
it was salty.
Yes. Today's luncheon meat is way different. It has a much better texture. It's just different thing. Right? And then I remember my grandmother, you know, God rest her soul, she was raised in Texas, so she was country bumpkin too. She used to eat that hog heads cheese. I was like, oh man, I can't do it. I couldn't do it.
You don't eat hog head cheese, bro?
I couldn't do it, man.
Come on, Ron.
Hog head cheese, crackling. Man,
meat? You don't eat sauce meat?
I can't do it, brother. I can't do it.
With a Pepsi Cola?
Okay, I can do a honey bun with a Pepsi Cola.
Hey, look, but you ain't lived until you open that the freezer made me think about this when he said Pepsi a little bit ago. You ain't lived until you get you a nice ice cold Pepsi and take you a bag of Planet Soda peanuts. open that thing up, and
Yeah,
dump them
man.
peanuts off in that
I
vessel.
never did that,
man.
but I know
Boy.
people used to do that.
Boy.
Yeah, man. Hey, and Ron, and listen,
You're missing out.
they freak me out, right? Because my aunts and uncles, right, they'll do it, and then they would take their teeth out and put them on the thing, and do like this, and Chuck knows what they be. Shout out to the Freezie family. Hey, sorry for putting y'all on blast. My bad.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, Auntie. It's the internet. Anything goes on the internet. I'm sorry. It's the internet. It's the internet. Anything goes on the internet. I'm sorry.
I see my grandma do some stuff like that too, man.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Hey, them Freezies mad right now. How you gonna tell them people I've been took my teeth out? Hey man, you should have done it in front of me. I never said I wasn't gonna tell.
You know what's crazy though, Freezie? The things that we grew up on, that we, and to Ron's point, the things that we grew up on, that we think that we migrated from, as you get older, and something, maybe one day you may be in the grocery aisle shopping, you be like, I remember that. I ain't had that in a minute. And I'm gonna tell you how this come back, Ron. So when we go to on field training exercises, right? We have to get this thing. If you want to survive and not be eating MREs, these little prepackaged military meals every day, be stocked up from the word go when you come out.
Kingdom come, yes.
Yeah, man, you don't want that. You don't want that kind of problem for real, right? So you gotta get your little, we call it pokey bait. So what it is, you go get these little things that you can, non-perishable things that you can take to the field with you, and you can eat them, as you go.
Right.
So my thing was growing up, I grew up on this thing called, we used to call them beanie weenies, right? In the little can, but Vienna sausages. Right?
Oh, Vienna sausages, yeah.
Vienna sausages, right? So we take them, and I used to get me about a 6-pack of Vienna sausages, all different flavors, right? And it's crazy because I had some of this the other day. This is how you know I'm telling you the truth. Because I had a hankering for some stuff. So you get the Vienna sausages, you get you some saltine crackers, and you get you some of this right here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, easy. Okay, I got you. That's like the cheese whiz.
That's it. So you go in there, and I'll be sitting up here at night, ain't got nothing to do. I'm sitting here, get my crackers, put me a Vienna on top of it, put my cheese whiz on it, and I'm knocking them down. Boy, I'm just
man, this guy pulled up. He pulled out Jermaine Jackson.
Boy, look, this
The
hot,
most
this
slept
hot,
on.
Yeah, no, you ain't lying.
You ain't never lied about that right there. That this I know you serious about your music, Chuck. I'm telling you right now. Can't nobody dispute the fact that Chuck is a connoisseur of the music collection for sure.
That is true. That is true.
Oh, I could pull out some stuff for sure. I don't want to go in the closet. These are the records I have in my room. But I do y'all know about these gentlemen here?
The delegation? You might have finally stumped me, Chuck. This might be the one I don't know.
Is that the name of the group or the album?
Oh, this album.
Okay.
Because how they used to do back in the day, the album would be one thing, and then when you flip it over,
and it's something
different.
Yeah.
Oh man, like I can go like so many Stevie records I have, even when he was like 12, 13. I got in the closet. My favorite. I thought this was so sexy when I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Young Anita.
Gotta love Anita, boy.
I mean, Anita was cool, but I love this lady here too.
Stephanie Mills. Who didn't love?
What?
Yeah.
We was talking earlier, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. That song "Home." Every time I hear her sing that song, I'm done, bro. I am so done.
Let me tell you something, G-Man. When I think of home, I just set you up there. You see what I did there?
Yeah. It was slick.
I was ready to hit the memory.
Yeah, man. Hey, y'all. I gotta wrap up, man. I just started Nick's after party. I gotta jump on over there.
All right.
I'm gonna have another conversation like this one tomorrow.
Sure.
Oh,
I don't know exactly what the topic is going to be. I would like to do another R&B, but I don't want to, run it in the hole.
Right.
So, but I'm gonna have another one tomorrow. I'm gonna invite everybody, and I'll send everybody the link tomorrow if you can make it. If not, it's one.
Sounds good. I might be able to chop it up again. But you know what? I just wanted to leave you with one thing before you wrap up, because you was talking all this stuff about I don't know this one. Oh, Cameo.
Cameo,
Yeah. You was talking all this stuff about Shaka Khan. Let me tell you, Shaka Khan, there's somebody who can give Shaka a run for her money. Now, maybe Shaka still got better pipes,
Right.
but as far as holding it down, she was right there, and that's Natalie Cole, right there with her.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Facts.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. Maybe we could talk about
right.
that tomorrow. Because
Maybe.
I don't think you're right, bro.
Come on, man. Natalie used to get This Is It. She used to get busy. Well, she had they both had something in common. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Yes.
Man. Yeah.
Something heavy.
yeah, right.
Yeah. Some plastic surgery can't fix.
Facts. All right, y'all. This has been great, Freezie.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for
Absolutely.
coming through, man. We'll get up tomorrow, okay?
All right, G man. See you, Chuck.
All right,
All
y'all.
right.